Hey, what's going on, internet friends? The puppy, we called him Samson. He's got wolf and husky in him. Says hey, and happy New Year's and Merry Christmas. Um, I am just doing an update, checking back in with everybody, and kind of just, I see all the comments, I see the stuff, so making it relevant to things I'm seeing, things that are happening. Dude, heroin's not just heroin right now. I mean, we just got done watching a few episodes on Netflix. I can't remember the name of the show. We've been watching a lot of the drug shows lately because drugs have been a huge thing lately for me. Of course, I'm a recovering drug addict, and I have a history with it, but on my YouTube channel, a lot of comments, a lot of views. Before this winter even came on us, I barely had maybe 80,000 views, maybe something like that. And now I'm over 200 and something thousand views just this winter. Bear in mind, I've been clean since the end of 2015, around October 28th. And here we are now, almost in the year 2018. And all this time, over this winter alone, just within a couple months, it's been over 100,000 views. So there's a lot going on. And I think a lot of people are kind of seeking that. They're all trying to get clean. There's a huge epidemic going on right now with heroin. And it's not just heroin. I really do think the whole fentanyl, the shit that they started to come out with that we started to use, that was coming out and it'd been out probably for a little while towards the end of me using, because some of the stuff was dark purple. It a lot stronger than the usual tan colored stuff that you would get out here on the streets. And so I'm watching the show and I'm going, holy crap. It's bad. It's bad. But it gets better if you get clean. You don't have to stay stuck in that hole. I'm glad to say that I'm still clean. I get a lot of haters on my day 7, video. How do you feel better after 7 days? Well, I had some coffee in me. I was not fucking sitting there nodding out, miserable, going a week, and then having to detox again, and then going a month and then detox again, and kicking my own door in to steal my children's TV. Dude, I spent over 7 grand on Christmas this year, not on drugs, on things, on, like, I can actually show for, like, I can go out and say, these things aren't mine. I bought these for other people, and, it's awesome. It feels good to make them happy. It's not all about me. And, that's freaking crazy, dude. I'm broke right now, but I'll make that up when I get back to work and get moving on them overtime checks. The days are going to start getting longer because we're going to start working in the spring and then in the summer. But guys, we can do this. I realize this is serious. You got there's a show we're watching right now, the firefighter, a missionary, and a judge, and they're not judging the people. They're not looking at the drug addicts like, here's another piece of shit. You know, dude. There are non-drug addicts that are pieces of shit. There's people in the world that are pieces of shit. We get it. Everyone has their thing, okay. But the point is understanding that this is something, deeper than just. It's not a morality issue. It's not a, oh, you're a bad person, that's why you do these things. Okay. Are there bad people that are drug addicts? Oh, I'm sure. Okay. But I had to believe, and I mentioned this in previous videos, that I wasn't a bad person doing drugs. I was a sick person doing bad things. Okay? And there was a huge difference because my brain and my body was telling me that I had to have another one. I had to have more. Therefore, whatever I had to do to get that another one, I was going to do. And I would, there was a fight, there was a battle inside on some of those things. Some of those things were, I mean, worse than others, and I could see how someone could take things too far or a mistake can happen and so forth. But I really think it's a disease. I believe that to be true, not because I read that in a book. I experienced that. I realized that the crazy mental, um, the obsession of the mind, the craving, obviously, that take place. That's some crazy stuff that I've been 2 years off and I still have these dreams sometimes. 2 years, I still have dreams. I wake up and I'm like a heavy burden, because that feeling of when you messed up and you're like, damn it, I already put the chemicals in me and I already know that the vicious beast is back at it again. And those of you who are listening, you know what I'm talking about. Um, Haters are going to hate. I'm watching the videos. You got people who are saying, hey, look, junkie, you should die, and so forth. That really sucks for them, man, that they're that ignorant, that they don't realize how severe this is. I mean, they probably are hurting. Something in life has caused them to feel that way. Maybe they've been done wrong by someone on drugs, or maybe they just hold resentments toward drug addicts, their family member, their mom, their dad. Who knows? But you know, I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. That somebody who's stuck on drugs would die. I don't wish that upon them. I'd like to see a success story. I didn't think that I was going to have a success story. In fact, my story is still continuing. So, I'm never going back. I'm never going to say that I'm never going back because I've gotten 2 years clean before, but that was back when Opanas were a thing. I had never done heroin yet, not actual heroin or injected. I tooted everything. I snorted everything that I did at that time. And I went to detox here locally in Fayetteville, North Carolina at the Roxy Avenue Detox Center, okay, off of Opanas. And I had 2 years clean, and I started going to church, and I started drinking the wine from communion, and boom, I was triggered by alcohol and got on an alcohol binge because I'm an alcoholic as well. And self-centeredness at its core, but I was gone again. So, number one, I had an awesome Christmas, awesome holidays. The kids are loving it. They have spent more time with me than I think we've spent in the past 2 years together. I really do, because even before I started this job, I was at meetings of AA and NA, and I was absorbed, if you will, in going to programs and meetings and trying to get clean, because I had to put in as much energy into trying to figure out a way not to do this drugs anymore and how to live a normal life again as I did when I was using. I wasn't really there for them when I was using. And the same was in the beginning of me getting clean too. But I was way better off at the beginning of me getting clean than I was when I was using. Yet I had to learn to start changing. It was transitional. It took time. Patterns in my mind started to change, and so forth. And I'm still changing, guys. I'm not cured till you guys are burying me and you're celebrating that I was happy and I win in life, and I'm happy because no longer do I have to fight, to worry, to possibly say there may come a day. Um, and speaking of which, my grandfather just passed away on my father's side. And, I hear the news of that, and usually it'd make me sad, but he was suffering from some stuff, and he had medical issues. So I don't know if it's just too early because I just found this news out like 45 minutes ago to say how I feel about it, but I loved him. I didn't get to spend as much of my older years from the teens on with him, but as a kid we visited New York and saw him a lot. And I know he's at peace now. But I'm not really hurt by it. it's like you start to realize all these people that die, that death is a part of life, and everyone is going to experience it. So I'm accepting of that, and I know that he's better off. I just hope my grandmother can cope with it because she's been married to him for so long. And this is how I overcome and deal with daily things now. I didn't know how to do this stuff before, guys. I catch my own bullshit. Making this update. I love y'all. I read your comments. Do not think that I don't read them, and I take them to heart. I read them to my wife and my mom and my family all the time. I read them to myself, my coworkers at work. I go, dude, listen to this. This person said that this helped them. And that helped me more probably than the video helped the person who's affected by it, because I depend on y'all. I depend on you guys as much as you probably, like to look forward to my videos. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll keep you updated on future videos on things that may come up. But I figure I'd just touch base on that. And isn't it interesting? From heroin to the fentanyl type heroin. Crazy stuff, man. Love y'all. See ya.